So, we are now talking about the Aladdin, Disney's Aladdin, live action, special look. So, Tristan, how disappointed are you? I don't know how much of a fan you were of Aladdin as a kid.
Yeah, I mean, I enjoyed Aladdin. Um,
Yeah.
Funny part was I only ever really remembered like the third movie.
Okay, which actually was a damn good movie.
Yeah, it
So yeah,
was.
I'm not the biggest Aladdin fan. I mean, yes, I've seen all three movies on VHS and I own them all on VHS and I actually still have my original cartridge for Disney's Aladdin on the Super Nintendo. But like other than that, I'm not really the biggest Aladdin fan.
Mm.
But no, I watched that movie dozens of times. I learned the words for A Whole New World when I was a teenager in high school. That really helped with the bullying. And it really helped ease the bullying. You know, for some
Yeah,
reason the bullies never came in with the reprise, just with the fists. And why are
and
you
then
not? Yeah,
you
why?
scared the crap out of them with a magic lamp, and a genie popped out.
And they were just like, "This is all," and they beat him up too. He
And then
was
they
like, "Why are you
realized the
beating me?"
genie was Will Smith, and they shat themselves.
So here's the thing about the genie being Will Smith. Tristan, did you know about that? Because I knew about that. So like that wasn't a shock, right? Like you knew
I
about
didn't know
that.
about it until I saw the trailer.
Oh, okay. Whoops. That was a huge casting decision that came about a
Or like
while
I
ago.
heard it, but I didn't. It didn't like
Okay.
click in my head,
Yeah,
and then I saw it, and I was like, oh.
that's not new. The problem is how uncanny that valley is. Because no, like the thing is, looking at the difference between Pokemon in Detective Pikachu's trailers and looking at the genie,
Mm,
looking at Will Smith as the genie,
right.
maybe it's because he's humanoid, but there is just some, and I'm not saying that he's scary necessarily. It's just that there is something that you know that isn't right with the way he moves. Now, it's a special look, it's a small little thing. Perhaps
Yeah,
it's CG that they're going to fix before the actual movie comes out in theaters. I'm just saying that Abu the monkey does not look bad.
right.
But when trying to, and maybe it's because I don't have experience working with monkeys or anything like that. So like if like a monkey was looking at this and could communicate, or like if not a monkey, but like if an ape could communicate with you, like using sign language, he'd be like that no monkey. Since apes have a very primitive use of primitive, I'm sorry, I shouldn't say primitive, have a very childlike understanding of sign language, but they can still sign. You can teach
Well,
an ape to sign, right? It would just
yeah.
be
Oh, yeah.
childlike. It would
Yeah.
just, but it
No.
wouldn't be like full on like conversations like you and I have. It would be like a
Um,
child's mind, right?
I mean, depending on how long the subject's been learning
Hmm.
sign language, they can hold pretty decent conversations.
But I mean, like it would sound like broken, is what I'm saying.
No.
So you're telling me that if they've studied for so long, they'd be like, I went to the store today, and on that my way to the store, I met with Monica. Monica is a lovely person. Like I feel like it wouldn't be broken up like Monica nice. I saw Monica. You know what I'm saying? Like no, I'm not saying it's funny. Tristan's never worked with apes before. I thought he might know, but
No, but
literally
I
that's not
know
your
of
expertise.
there's a
Yes,
very like Coco the gorilla. I mean, she's pet
yes,
now,
yeah,
but
yeah, yeah. Who was
um,
also friends with Robin Williams?
yeah,
Yeah,
actually,
for years. Yeah, interesting way to kind of turn that around. But
uh, but it's
yeah. I only bring it
I
up.
don't know
Yeah.
like sentence structure because
Mm-hmm.
I also don't have a real fine grasp on the sentence structure or the structure of communication with sign language and how
Okay.
that translates to
Okay.
like an actual sentence that you speak.
That's fair.
So,
But that's fair. But what I'm trying to get at here is I feel like an ape who you've taught sign language maybe would look at that and be like, that no monkey.
well, because they would,
Because they could tell a monkey better than we could. Because I gotta be
yeah,
real. I think it might just be because we're around humans so often, or just looking at humans, real people, that looking at Will Smith's genie, I'm like, nah, man. Nah, man.
right.
Like, he was also, like, just, what?
I
What
think
is it?
it's also just the jarring, like that sense of going from something that's animated to live action is always jarring in a bit.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, and like Genie's proportions are always especially that character is always shape changing. So like
Yes.
when you see him on the screen presented in the trailer, it's kind of like Genie as just a humanoid form. Not that he didn't ever have a humanoid form, but that usually he was always larger than life. You
Oh,
know?
so you think you're talking about like maybe his like shoulders being broader, his
Yeah,
yeah,
like your
oh
perception
okay.
is just kind of thrown
Yes.
off because you're used to him being, all over the place, and now he's constantly in a very relatable human form. It's kind of like, huh?
Mhm. Yeah, for me it was because I think he was too fast. Not his words, that's fine, but the way he was moving his hands, something
Right.
about it, maybe because Will Smith is such a physical actor
Mm,
that moving his hands that way, but as the CGI rendered, like, because they had to make him blue and they had to have him in front of a green screen and they had to make sure that he looks normal. So, like, I don't know, maybe just the frame rate or something, it just didn't feel human. His face was fine, but the way he moved his hands and came close to the camera when he said, like, come on, you never heard of me? I was like,
right.
oh, I don't know why. You just didn't. Also, maybe just the fact that when you're seeing this thing for the first time, whatever it is, having it come closer to the camera, like even something as cute as Pikachu and Detective Pikachu, if the first shot of him was there and that was the last shot, and then it showed the camera moving towards him,
Yeah.
maybe it's just in general, it just something didn't sit well. And it wasn't that he's terrifying necessarily,
Right.
just something did not register as correct and proper. Where, funnily enough, the Pokemon, for me, usually do.
Mm,
Like, they usually don't seem like they conflict with anything in the background. They don't seem like they're not. I mean, yes, some people will say, hey, they shouldn't have fur. Why does this one have fur? Fur, 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 fur. So many people are talking about the fur more so than any other part about these Pokemon, usually, in my
right.
opinion, anyway. But no, but like, I still feel as if there's something about the genie was off. Now, I do like that uh, they had Arabian Nights in there, even though I don't believe this is going to be a musical at all. Did you know that, Tristan? No musical numbers. Like, they're not going to be singing and dancing. It's
Right.
another
Yeah.
live action movie with, like, they keep one of the bigger songs, which is like Arabian Nights, just to like background to set the mood, but
Yeah.
they're not going to actually like, you know, like have any musical numbers where people are singing. So I don't think we're gonna have a Will Smith rap song like we used to. Have you
Right.
ever heard of Will Smith's rap songs? They
I
were
believe so.
legally they're rap songs. I don't think they were terrible. I think he's actually come out and been like, don't listen to those. Not all of those, but some of those. He's like, don't listen to that one. Like, it's kind of funny because he's a very real guy. So like he'll come
Yeah.
out and be like,
Right.
yeah, don't do this. Don't listen to
Yeah,
this
that's the
one. Listen to that
thing.
one.
It
Yeah.
it's nothing against Will Smith,
No.
playing Genie or anything.
It's
Just it's the
yeah.
CG that's just a little jarring at first.
Because you know what I think it is too? I think, like, and maybe it's just me, I think people may have also been expecting, like, a completely fabricated character that he is voicing over. But in trying to get everyone and everything about this in any newer movie to be real, because we can spend millions and here's what it is. They thought about whether or not they could, rather or not whether they should. That's the I know I'm misquoting, but
Your scientists didn't think whether they didn't
yeah.
stop and consider if they should.
Uh-huh. That's basically what it is, Tristan, and everyone watching. Because I feel like it's one of those things where if they had just used a random character and maybe tried to make it look a little bit like Will Smith, like a random character model, I think
Mm,
it actually would have worked better. But it seems like they actually tried to capture as much as Will Smith's face as they could in hand movements,
right.
because I'm maybe if they didn't use motion capture, then my apologies. But it looks like they used motion capture,
Yeah,
and
I
Will
would I would
Smith,
assume they
yeah, and Will
did.
Smith being so energetic and lively as an actor and as a performer, something that I loved from his work in like Fresh Prince of Bel Air, but
Mm,
trying to transfer that over to this.
mm.
It's just like it just becomes jarring. Now again, maybe they have to retool some things, but anyway, so like
Yeah, if it's the
yeah,
first look too.
well, it's a special look, but also
Oh,
technically the first one as well. I think because I
um,
think they haven't shown these some they no because I could swear they had something regarding Aladdin
maybe.
before this. I thought, but it's the first time I've seen Genie,
It's funny
so
because I
Genie is
would,
new.
yeah, like I would imagine him to be very, um, moving about a lot because that's what
Yeah.
the original Genie did as well.
Mm-hmm. But there's a big difference, I think, between like moving around like popping different CG in and out, making him larger or smaller, versus like moving your hands necessarily. Like I don't remember the genie unless he was putting his arm around Aladdin, moving his arms like that, or am I wrong? Like, hey, what's going on? You remember me?
No,
Like
I mean,
I don't know.
like if he was granting a wish or something, or using his powers, he was usually using his hands.
That's true, but it would be no, because the thing is, what I'm saying is, Will Smith was using it like he was actually trying to talk to Aladdin, like one on one. Where I remember Genie, like from the animated cartoon. It's been a while to be fair, but I remember him like you're saying, using it like extraordinarily. You know, like one arm becomes bigger, one arm becomes smaller. It kind of curls around. You know, you can't wish people back. You can't wish people back from the dead. They just don't come back all that right.
Please don't do that. Please don't ask me to do
that. Oh my god. But no, but I think Will Smith has, really really big shoes to fill. And it's a role that I wouldn't and this isn't a pun, I'm being serious. I wouldn't wish on anybody. It really is like a role that is very hard to do after someone like Robin Williams did it so well.
Right.
And now that he's passed on, that puts even more scrutiny on Will Smith.
Yeah.
Even though it shouldn't, but it
does.
Like
you had said, Will Smith is a very lively actor, so I think, he's a good choice for it.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, this is just the thing I had. Like, live action doesn't translate well to a lot of things.
Yeah,
and I feel like, especially characters that you have to use a lot of CG for, it makes it tough.
Yeah, I'll say this much. Before we wrap this one up, I'll just say this. In my opinion, I feel as if what they could have done, if they wanted to remake the original movie to make some more money off of it, even if it's a corporate decision, not like, oh, we want to promote this over this. It's literally just, hey, we want to make some more money. How do we beat this dead horse? The horse is dead, but how do we beat it harder for more money? In my opinion, you could have just made another animated film, not a sequel, like a reboot. And I know for some people, they're like, what animated reboot? How could they do that? That wouldn't do well. And it's like, they're Disney. They're trendsetters.
Right.
Like,
but I mean,
I don't know.
Seems to be the thing now. Everything has to be live action. Everything has to be CG. Animation is dead.
And I think that's the problem for me, is that I feel as if...
Like, who decided that? Like,
probably a corporate executive, someone trying to market something to somebody. Because in my opinion... I mean, looking at, because here's the thing too, right? Looking at video games, yes, people, this is just, from a video game perspective, yes, people want video games to look more and more realistic, but they're still video games and we know that, right? So you can make something that's photorealistic or trying to be as realistic as it can be, but still be animated and still spend a good budget on that and get people to do motion capture work and voiceover work over that if you want to. It's just frustrating because no movie, even if it's live action, no movie is going to stand the test of time if there's effects in it and they don't look good in 10 to 20 years anyway.
Right.
So what I'm saying is, if Disney's like, oh, we want to remake this, maybe go back to your roots, not with hand animation, because that will kill everyone. Hand-drawn animation, I get why, I love it, but I get why they moved away from it. It just hurts. So, like, I understand if they don't do it that way anymore, but what I'm saying is, maybe go back to your roots in the sense that you don't sit there and try to abandon it to just to make a live-action movie, just to potentially get in a buck and make people feel like they can... Like, if you want to rip people's nostalgia out and try to give it to them again differently, I still feel like you can pay tribute to animation and not try to seem like, oh yeah, there's an animated version and then there's the live action version. It's like, nah, like, I feel like both can, both to some people can exist, and some people will say that this version will never be as good as the original, which is in a way nice because at least they're paying some kind of tribute to animation in that case. But what I'm trying to say, Tristan, is like, it just feels like animation, like you said about, things having to be remade, animation is dead. It's like, you don't have to sit there and look at the original animated version and go, yeah, let's just throw that one away because it's animated. Because it's old, perhaps, cinematic techniques change over time. So I get if someone thought, oh, it's old, let's make a new one. But it's not even that anymore. It's old and it's animated. I mean, who likes animated stuff other than, like, if you're trying to work off nostalgia, remember, people will still watch the animated version.
Right, yeah.
Like, how many people do we know in their 20s that are like, yeah, I watch Disney movies. What, you want to fucking fight me about it?
Yeah.
They're
No,
very
that's true.
antagonistic.
I hear that from a lot of friends.
They're very antagonistic about it too. They're not like, "Oh my God, let me share with you my love of Disney." Like in
Well,
song, they're
see, I
like,
get both of those.
"Oh, okay." Because like I usually get people with the bat like, "What? You fucking disagree?" Maybe it's because I'm closer to New York, New York. You fucking disagree with me? And I'm like, no, 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 no.
Oh, all right, we're gonna
I
turn
still
this
have
into a New York thing. All right.
no, no, no. I have the VHS tapes. All right, good. You pass.
Yeah, yeah,
I
you
mean,
passed the test. You're allowed in the circle. Come here, you. Sing with
no,
me.
no, 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 no. I get to go by. The next person might not be so lucky.
Well,
Hey, you like Disney movies? I used to as a kid. Still watch them? No, they're stupid. Oh, you know what's also stupid? My bat hitting your face is gonna make you real stupid,
kneecaps.
huh? She's like, oh Jesus Christ! I'm like, well, thank goodness I watch Disney movies, unlike that noob. So, no, but seriously though, I mean, a lot of people who are very antagonistic, like, oh, I love these movies. They're about sing songs, but I will physically hurt you if you disagree with me on my feelings. No, but seriously though, all jokes aside, yeah, I just feel as if this movie. I'm not saying that I'm never gonna see it, but I definitely don't want to see it in theaters. Tristan, what is your thought? Just from the special look, I don't want to
yeah,
see it in theaters.
yeah. I don't think I'd go see this in theaters. I even
Yeah.
there's been a joke floating around
Oh
about
God.
it. Disney, releasing live action Aladdin. Either it was people laughing at it or nobody's paying attention, and you just hear them go, oh God, hit the emergency drop Frozen 2 trailer button.
That actually, I mean, it's funny. Maybe. I mean, I'm not gonna say
I
maybe.
doubt it, but
I
like
doubt it, but
it was
maybe.
hilarious just to see it go.
No, 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 it was. All right, but either way, though, maybe we're wrong. Tell us what you think down below. Are you really hyped about this? Are you de-hyped? Were you ever hyped? Because I
Yeah,
was kind of.
if you're
Yeah.
looking forward to go and see this, you really love Aladdin. I hope you
Oh no,
enjoy it.
yeah. Like I really do because I love Aladdin too. It's just one of those things where like I feel like if maybe it's true of any remake, but I think maybe because it's within my own lifetime, it's like, oh, if I want to see the original, if I want to see Aladdin, I have the original, you
Right.
know? Or if I want to get the story of Aladdin shown to me strangely by Capcom, I can just play the Super Nintendo game. Capcom
Right.
developed it. It's a very
Yeah.
loose adaptation in some ways. Not in every, but in some ways.
I don't know
So
why my brain was just like, what the hell is he talking about? And then I remembered, duh, it's the game, obviously.
no, like your first thought, wait a minute, but Capcom also made Resident Evil. Oh god.
Capcom, what the hell? Yeah.
Resident Aladdin. Apu is just like rabbit in the woods.
Oh,
Anyway,
jeez.
there are no woods in Agrabah. But
No.
anyway, but still, all jokes aside, tell me what you guys think down below.